Welcome back to another episode of a daily dose of Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and today we're going to talk about the most dangerous phrase you can utter that will virtually guarantee your failure. So I'm going to repeat that so that you get it. What phrase is it that you utter, or I utter, that virtually guarantees our failure? And I'm going to share with you how I made this mistake myself, and about how one of my mentors refunded my $10,000 deposit after one phone call with me because I uttered this phrase. I know you're going to love the show.
Cowboy.
Welcome to a daily dose of Greatness Quest with your host, Trevor Crane, my daddy. He is going to help you take your life and business to the next level.
Here I come to save the day.
Trevor Crane here, 11-time #1 best-selling author and the founder of Epic Author Publishing, coming to you live every day so you can plug in every day to build your ideal business so you can live your ideal life.
If my daddy can do it, then anybody can do it because he's a weirdo.
You're supposed to make me sound cool.
Okay, so what is this phrase? And in fact, there are two phrases I think that are virtually going to guarantee your failure. Like if you're trying to accomplish something, especially something amazing, and you know you're going to need some help getting there, like these two phrases are the ones that will just completely sabotage you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tease you with one. The most dangerous phrase I'm going to talk about on tomorrow's episode, so you need to show up for that. But today I'm going to talk to you about the second most dangerous phrase. I mentioned it on the podcast yesterday, so I wanted to go ahead and bring it to you today. And I'm going to start with a story. So I was working in my business. My wife and I are trying to take our business to the next level, and we knew we needed to do some marketing. We knew we needed to do some paid advertising and marketing. We were really good at what we were doing, but we were struggling in our business right around the six-figure mark and a little higher. And we looked at our finances and our bills and everything, and we were actually in debt. We had some credit card debt. And we're looking at it, we knew we needed to invest, and so taking my own advice, because I often say that if you want a result you've never gotten, you need to ask for help and find somebody who can support you. So I started doing some research to find a mentor who I could hire. And this mentor basically cost me, I think it was a $50,000 to $60,000 investment. An investment we did not have. This was definitely a time when we were, I don't know that we were struggling, but we were barely getting by. And we were certainly not getting ahead. And so this was a big decision to make. And so I put down my first payment, my first of 6 payments of $10,000. And like I said, it might have been 5 payments of $10,000. But regardless, I jumped on my first phone call with my new mentor, and I was recording it. I had my wife listening in so I could get all the goods, and she and I could benefit from the amazing wisdom that I would glean from my new mentor. And my mentor, by the way, had one of my measures of finding a mentor is to find one who's already created the results that you want for his other clients, his or her other clients. Like to really look at the measure of a mentor, it's not their accomplishments, but the accomplishments of some of their other clients and people they've worked with. And I looked at those results and I was like, damn, this is the guy to hire. So I hired him, the guy jumped on our first call, and I was as vulnerable and as authentic, and I just was trying to just be present and tell the truth and find out how he can support me. And the call did not go well. Basically, I made this deadly error. I kept in my conversation with him while I was being honest and frank and authentic and genuine and telling him what I thought I was great at and telling him where I thought we had our challenges. And my wife and I run separate businesses, but we still have some overlap, certainly, where we do a mastermind together that we basically give everybody all of our stuff. But at the time, I was just seeking that mentorship for me. And the phrase I uttered was a version of, I already know that. I already know that. And my responses were always with that answer and question in my head. He would tell me stuff and I'm like, dude, I already know that. But see, there's a gigantic difference between what you know and what you are doing, and I was certainly not living it. And that was part of my problem. Is I mentioned him, I'm like, well, I know this stuff, but I'm just not doing it. And at the end of the conversation, he basically cut me off at one stage, and he was like, dude, I don't think I'm your mentor. He's like, no offense, you seem like a great guy, but I'm not it, and I already refunded your money. And I got off this call. I didn't jump off the call. I got off the call with my tail between my legs and realized that I was such a dipshit or being such a dipshit, not that I was a dipshit, but I was certainly demonstrating that. I couldn't even pay somebody $50 grand to help me, who was really good at helping people. I was just too full of myself. My cup was full, and he kept giving me simple advice. And he's like, well, just go do this thing. And then I would second guess him. I second guessed him the entire time. See, this phrase, I already know that, is absolutely a poverty statement. When you hire somebody and you find a mentor, and this has now happened to me as a mentor to others, and I have talked to other friends and mentors of mine who say that it is the craziest thing, that we have all done it, and now our clients are doing it sometimes with us as they say, hey, what do I need to do? Man, I will do anything. Just tell me what to do. And then instead of like taking the advice in the book or the course or the program or the seminar or whatever it is, we go ahead and go, okay, that's nice. We feel good because we've invested some of our time and some of our money to pay attention to this information, whether it's a YouTube video. But then for some reason, we will say to ourselves, and I see this on my Facebook feed in the comments that I get when I post my Greatness Quest episode, is I oftentimes see the comments coming in of like, oh yeah, I agree, I do that all the time. Like I'll mention these things that I'm currently working on, that I'm experiencing some level of success with, and I'll say, hey, this is my journey, which is what I'm sharing with you today. But then I will go ahead and post it, and people will oftentimes say, well, of course, you're pretty cool because you said that, and I already know that. I am doing that too. But I would guess that most of us, when we say that, are full of shit. I know I am, and I know that I still have the tendency to say that to my mentors. Like, what the hell are we doing to ourselves? It is one of the worst possible phrases you can utter when you're seeking advice and help. I already know that. I went to a Peak Potentials event. This was when the company was run by T. Harv Eker, and it was called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. This was years ago, 15 years ago. God, I don't know if it was 20 years ago. And I went to this event, and T. Harv Eker basically says this in the first hour of the presentation. He's like, hey, you're going to learn some things here, and one of the phrases that is going to come up for you that is going to sabotage your success is, I already know that. And just recognize that that is the part of your ego and of your the part of your survival brain that is sabotaging your success, and throw that shit out. And it's one thing to give it lip service. And we all nodded in the audience. Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh. And he goes on to share and whatever trainer, because he had a phenomenal business model where his trainers would often teach his seminars as well, because he brought them up to be little T. Harv Ekers, and it was a great business model and great value because he could help so many people this way. But they would then say, if you find something that you like and you want to apply, write it down and do it. If you're not living it, you don't know it. And I now teach that if you don't teach it, you don't know it, which came from another mentor of mine, which I think is a pretty good statement. But then they said, if you hear something that you don't like and you don't want to apply, just throw that stuff away. Like, if you don't like everything that I say, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to agree with everything I believe. You need to pick the stuff that you like and apply that. So, my challenge for you today is to look at your life and see where you are still full of shit, where you are still looking at the course or the program or the video or the book or listening to my voice, and there's something that you are not applying and you are thinking that you are doing. You are lying to yourself, and you're saying, yeah, I know that I do that, I know that I do that, I know that I do that. Okay, so if that's the case, just do a little check-in and like look at your bank account. Because most of the people that I lead, or that at least follow me, are someone who wants to improve every area of their life. And that includes your bank account. That includes your emotional bank account and your financial bank account. And so check in. Check in with give yourself a grade on how you're doing as a parent, and how you're doing as a friend, and how you're doing as a spouse, and how you're doing as a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a businessman, a businesswoman. How are you doing? And then look at your bank account. Actually count up the little dollar signs. Measure where you are, because your life is a reflection of the amount of deposits that you make. Your life results are a reflection of the amount of hard work that you do. Your life results are a reflection of your beliefs and your behaviors. And just check in and see if there's something, a place in your life where you actually need help. And then for the love of all that is holy, reach out to a mentor and ask for their help. And then check this out. When they give you some advice and you find the right mentor, I'm not talking about the bargain basement, cheap ass coach or consultant that just got they just got started and they don't know what the hell they're doing. Find somebody who has a measure of results they've already gotten for other people. Hire them. Don't just ask for their free advice. Hire them. Spend your money, make an investment in them, and then do what they say. My clients that just do what I say and have the least amount of bullshit that I had, that I just described, that I came to the call trying to be so good, but I was so scared and so scarcity-minded and so full of shit and so full of myself that I got fired on the first phone call. I couldn't even give this motherfucker money to go ahead and help me. He's like, I don't want your money. You're going to be a fucking pain in the ass. You are a pain in the ass on this call. You are not willing to do what I say. I just gave you the fucking advice. Why are you fucking second guessing me? I am not your mentor. And I did think he was a little bit of a dick about it. He was a little rude, but he also just got robbed, if we look at it. I jumped on a phone call with him with all the intentions to be a good client, and I wasn't. And I robbed him of his time because of this one phrase. I already know that. So hopefully you can take that I already know that phrase and just take it out of your fucking vocabulary, or take it out of your focus. Maybe you don't say those exact words, but maybe a version of it is what you say. Like, I didn't tell my mentor at the time, who fucking fired me. I didn't tell him exactly those words. I didn't say that, but in essence, that's what I said with every utterance of my second guessing him. All right. So that's all I got for you today. Make today magnificent. Like, I'm not trying to bust your balls here. I'm trying to give you something that will help you. And when you show up tomorrow on our show, I'll share with you the number one most dangerous phrase that can guarantee your failure. Today was actually number 2. I was trying to tease you on it. Actually, what happened is I started the show. When I started recording, I was thinking, hold on. This is not the most dangerous. It is the second most dangerous, because there's another phrase that will completely sabotage your success. That's going to be an exciting one. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
To get even more awesomeness, which means all my best stuff, download my app by texting Trevor to 36260. It will show up right on your cell phone. Just text message the word Trevor to 36260. Talk to you soon.